Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Daddy Daughter Dishes. If you're returning, if you're new here, welcome in. Take a load off, relax. You know,
kick your shoes off.
Yeah, we're here for some unserious, fun and conversation. This is episode 21. Of Daddy Daughter Dishes. We are legal. We can vote.
We're getting on up there.
We can drink. We can gamble. We can do a lot at 21.
Legally.
Because
probably been like most of our listeners, we probably was doing all that stuff, maybe except voting. Well, we was voting before 21. Definitely was drinking, I'm sure, before 21. Not out in the public setting, but everybody had a drink or two at the house or attended a party where if your parents was like my daddy say, now, y'all, if y'all gonna do this, y'all ain't leaving this damn house. You're gonna sit your asses right here and you ain't leaving the house. So I'm sure I ain't the only one that's been in that situation.
I will neither confirm nor deny my personal experiences. But welcome. This is episode 21. I am your host, Kiera, and with me is my lovely co-host,
BJ, the daddy.
He is the daddy, I am the daughter, and this is Daddy Daughter Dishes. So, Dad, how has your week been? When we're recording, it's August 1st. It's a new month. You had time to reflect on the previous month. Any changes? Any revelations? Any new foundings? I asked you a two-part question. First of all, how's your week?
Let's start with that one first. Week's been work weeks. It's just this is Tuesday. We're going into Wednesday. So the work week has been, as far as work is concerned, the work week has been pretty cool. We've been pulling wire all week at work so far, doing some interstate crossings, which can be pretty damn nerve-wracking because the traffic, we don't really stop the traffic. We sometimes do rolling stops where we get the police and traffic control to kind of hold up traffic for a while at a slow pace while we get ropes or cut down wire over the interstate. We had what else? Work's been cool. Can't complain about work. It's not as hot. It's not been as hot this week as it was toward the end of last week. So, it's been cool. Like we kind of touched on, or Mari made her guest appearance, a little cameo appearance last week. She's still here in Evansville with me. And she, poor baby, came down with strep throat over the weekend.
I heard.
And so, you hear single parenthood. I've only had Mari for a little bit over a week.
Mm-hmm.
I already have a soft spot for
this is interesting.
In that situation.
I'm curious to hear what you're finna say.
But when you're let's just say a working father like myself, and you get your child and it's just you and her, and she gets sick and you still got to go to work. I've experienced that when I was married to your mother. And she's trying to juggle stuff, but this single parenting has, this situation with her getting sick over the weekend has opened my eyes even more so than they already were. I know some of the challenges that come along with being a single parent, but when you dealing with it firsthand and you're trying to go to work I mean, she's 15, so it really wasn't a big deal for me to leave her here at the apartment by herself, but she was sick. So, and we went to the doctor. I took her to urgent care on Sunday, knowing in the back of my mind that the pharmacy, by the time we got out of there, the pharmacy was going to be closed, but we kept our fingers crossed. We got in there, she did the strep test and all that. When the doctor looked at her throat, she was like, "Oh, it looks angry in there." So she automatically knew that that's what it was, and she hurried and prescribed the medicine. And we got to Walgreens, and the pharmacy was closed because it was Sunday evening in Evansville, Indiana. And so Monday came, and Mari was having a bad time. Poor baby. I felt so bad. I wanted to take off work and just be here with her, but she was still contagious. So at the same time, I didn't really want to be nowhere around her. That sounds so terrible, but hey, ain't no need in both of us being sick. But anyway, yesterday I was able to summon the help of our office administrative assistant while I was at work. She was, I gave her all the information she needed to go and pick up Mari's meds while I was at work. And she dropped them off here at the apartment, and we got her going on her medicine. And shout out to Angie for helping me out. You're a lifesaver. Really appreciate that. And so I say all that to say that, you single parents out there who do it full time, I take my hat off to you once again. Like, I got a soft spot for single moms anyway, because they are dealing with a lot, in being like, quote unquote, mom and dad. But like I said, having her sick, and this is my first experience in this situation as a single dad. Like, and it's quite challenging trying to juggle all that. And like I say, I by no means don't have the answers for single parents. I'm just giving everybody a little taste of what I've experienced, and having a sick child and trying to go to work and make sure she got what she needs and everything's in place while I can stay focused at work, because I don't have the kind of job that I can afford to be distracted, so it was tough. So my hat goes off. I got a even more profound respect for people in that situation. But other than that, that's all I really got going on. The weekend was cool. Like I said, been having Mari, putting the real Mrs. Jones, Gator Jones and the real Mrs. Jones came to Southern Illinois. We spent a night with Rodney and Felicia. I think that was Saturday evening. And we hung out with them at their house, had a good time. Other than that, ain't been really much going on.
Y'all went to see the Barbie movie, didn't you?
Oh, I did. We did last Wednesday. Excuse me. Mari wanted to go. So it's funny. I'm glad you brought that up, because I ain't been much of a movie goer here recently, but the last two movies I have seen have been chosen by baby girl Mari.
Cocaine Bear and Barbie.
The Cocaine.
Yep.
The Cocaine Bear and Barbie. And I was when she said she wanted to go see Barbie, first of all, I was shocked, because I didn't think that Mari would want to see that movie. But we did go see Barbie, and I kind of got in I went down a rabbit hole on social media after the movie. And I ended up on, I don't even know what page it was, but I just went on there and said that the movie was hard for me to watch. It was hard for me to watch because the fucking Kens were so annoying. They were just annoying. And somehow or another, I got these posts on my comment about, well, it was hard for you to watch because you and others, that's how y'all been treating women for centuries. And I'm like, wait a minute. I said, wait a minute. I've raised one daughter to be independent and to rely on herself and not to be dependent on no man or attach herself to no man, and I'm working on doing the same thing with my other daughter. I said, I don't necessarily view women the way you think that this movie views those kids as the way current. I said, first of all, and again, I don't even see that correlation. Like, that is not why it was annoying. The kids were annoying to me. The kids were annoying because they were just fucking annoying throughout the whole freaking movie. Like, they were just annoying. It had nothing to do with how I portray women or how I view women. I don't know if society views women that way. If they do, then yeah, society has a fucking problem because the kids were fucking annoying. It was just sickening to me to watch them in that movie, the way they were acting. I just didn't get it. I just didn't get it. And it was another point I was going to make, but I kind of lost my train of thought behind the kids. Oh yeah, I told some of those, I guess they were women who were coming at me on there. I said, we live in a society where maybe they do portray women or girlfriends in a negative light. I said, but women are changing that, and I applaud that. I said, I wonder if, the households who raise up their daughters to be these princesses and have them thinking that a knight in shining armor is going to come and save them and rescue them. I wonder if those households, those people that do that with their daughters, are they accepting any accountability for this? Because and from where I sit, that plays a major role in the way women get treated. Like inside of those households and in that family dynamic, yeah, those girls are looked at as princesses and they're raised that way. They're told that, they should do this and shouldn't do that. But when they leave the friendly confines of that house or that household or that family and get out in the real world, they get smacked in the face with reality because for the vast majority of women, life just don't fucking work that way. And it's unfortunate if anybody's out there being negative towards women, you need to check yourself because the women are some amazing people and they should be celebrated and respected as such.
Period.
And I tried to make that known in that post. Those people were kind of getting on my damn nerves.
You broke my number one rule of social media. You don't comment on anything.
What's that?
You don't comment on anything. You don't read the comments, anything viral. No, if it's got more than 100 comments, I'm not commenting and I'm not reading those damn comments because somebody is going to have an issue with what somebody say, no matter what you say. You could say, I really like the pink that Barbie had on. And somebody would be like, oh, so you didn't like the pink that Ken had on? Oh, you didn't like the pink that the black Barbie had on?
Funny. It's funny you say that. It's funny you say that because one of my posts in my thread was, what did it say? Something about, respecting women. I appreciate it. I appreciate women for being women. And I think everybody should do the same. And sure enough, this lady come over there. How about appreciating women for being humans? And I was like,
bitch,
you know
it's the
what?
same thing.
I said,
you know what I meant.
I said, you know what? I said, you know what? Society has an issue for treating men and women as humans. But yeah, you're right. Treat them as humans. And I left it at that. She never replied, so I kind of figured I snuffed her out. I can't say, I had a habit, not a habit, but I used to enjoy going into, platforms and threads that people were thinking differently than I years ago. I used to do that a lot. That shit will
age you and have you hating everybody. That's why I avoid it like the plague. Yeah, because you start being like, oh, people really think like this? Like, are you really reaching for this point? You gonna die on this hill?
I went into it with a different attitude. A lot of it was just entertainment for me, like, because
That's the
you
thing.
get,
It was
especially when you
entertainment
start
for
talking.
you, but some people, that's their life. They love doing that. They live for that. Oh, I just
That's
drag.
true.
You just told me this story. It's a woman somewhere telling a group of some women in a circle. Yeah, I dragged this misogynistic black man on Facebook. And he has a podcast.
This is true.
And I say we go rate his podcast 1 star and tell him not to fuck with women ever again.
You don't want to go get us put off the dadgum the airways, because you don't hold no punches when you start talking about people.
Oh no. I'm glad y'all went to see the movie though, because I haven't seen it. I'm
gonna be honest with you. Mari said she. I don't know. We had moments in that movie where Mari would look at me with like, "What was that?" And I would be looking at her at the same way. I'd be like, "What the hell was that?"
Like adult suggested themes.
Absolutely. Like when Barbie made her way to the real world from Barbie world, and because in Barbie world, the construction workers, they is hello Barbie. Like everybody's like hello Barbie.
Hey Barbie with the got to the real world.
Yeah, so the dudes and then Barbie was like, so Barbie didn't really get it at first. She was trying to process it, and then she was like, well, I need she didn't say these exact words, but she was like, well, I don't really understand what you're saying, but I need to let you know that I do not have a vagina. And I was like, wait, what the hell? I guess because she was a real life Barbie doll. She didn't have a vagina.
Barbie. No, Barbie. Yeah, it's just plastic. And I was like, there.
Oh. Yeah,
it's just plastic.
That part was it had a couple of moments, but like I said, the annoying part for me was I just didn't like the Kens. They all were just weird to me. I don't know. It was just too much going on with them.
Well, I never had male dolls because what's the point? I always had female dolls, so I like what you say.
You said what now?
I said when I had dolls, like when I played with dolls, I never had male dolls. Like I never wanted a male doll. I didn't want to play a man. Because men were stinky then. So.
You had dolls? I don't remember you even having no dolls.
I had dolls. I had brats.
I remember you having Blue's Clues, a puppy.
Spike It Up.
Spike It Up. Yeah. Blue's Clues.
I had dolls for like 2 years. Mommy didn't used to buy me dolls because we could never find black dolls, and she wouldn't buy me white dolls.
No, we wouldn't. I was like, we ain't buying a white doll. Like,
and I thought that was so weird, but like I get it now. But back then I was like, what is the big deal? Like I understand, but I want to play with Barbie. But y'all was the ones with the money, so my word didn't carry much weight.
Hopefully we didn't stunt your creativity or social growth with doing that.
No.
Because some people say like, we didn't necessarily celebrate Christmas, and they say, well, why you steal the imagination and the so-and-so about Santa Claus from the kids? You might hurt their creativity and their imagination. I'm like, man.
You talking to somebody with a pretty big imagination.
I know, right?
Yeah, I think
how's your week been how was your weekend? What'd you and Siege get into?
My week been pretty cool. Last week I was talking about my eye still messed up, still got this dot in it, but it's healing. So I've been dealing with that and people giving me funny looks like, do you know you got a red spot in your eye? And I'm like, yeah, just ignore it. It's nothing.
No shit, Sherlock.
Went to the doctor again to do a weight loss treatment consultation. Which was basically her just telling me, oh, eat these foods, avoid Coca-Cola, get in some exercise and here's some medicine that you already kind of take that will assist in that. Plus, you already take all these other meds that I was going to recommend. So I was like, I'm going to actually listen to her this time because my knees need to stop hurting and I do need to lose a little bit of weight. So I've been doing like 6 a.m. morning walks. I've been waking up at 6 a.m. and just walking around my neighborhood, which is like a mile and a half. So that's been fun. It's been like nice quiet time. Just me. Just me. Get that walk in and then get my day started. But in addition to that, I'm also doing like you heard of the keto diet? Yeah, so I'm doing like a keto-ish diet. I'm avoiding carbs and added sugars, having to cut back on a lot of starches like potatoes.
I know that's killing you.
Man, you know what she told me when she said you got to cut back on starches, and I said, oh no, I love potatoes, and she said, you know what's a good replacement, and I said, what? And she said, cauliflower. And I looked at that doctor like, if you weren't my doctor, I would have some bad words for you. She was like, it's all in the seasoning. Just put some butter and some seasoning and you got mashed cauliflower, but it tastes like mashed potatoes. I said, all right, I'm going to try it. I'm going to take your recommendation. But yeah, so I've been like testing out different meals, been Googling everything. Is this keto friendly? Is this keto friendly? And I mean, I have lost 6 pounds. So something's working.
Hey, right. That's fantastic.
I haven't been drinking, like I said, I haven't been drinking Cokes, been drinking this thing, like filling it up like 5 times a day. Gotta pee like a racehorse every 30 minutes, but
that means your system's being flushed out.
Hey, I appreciate it.
Is it water?
Ice water and a little mint. My favorite kind. And then this week at work, my manager, our quarter wrapped up at work. So my manager let me know that I had the most praise from my colleagues this quarter on my team. Okay. So I thought that was
seems to be a recurring theme. But that's pretty awesome.
You know, I do what I can for the folks. They give me pats on the back, and I don't really be doing nothing. That's the thing. I just be like, yeah, I can make time for you.
You be doing you.
I'll treat you like a human being. Yeah, I'll be doing me. And today, actually, I spoke on a panel of with 100 people. It was a virtual panel about life post-grad and what that looks like. And it showed me that, like, I'm the old head now. Like, I'm really the old head.
You getting ready to be 25, man.
Yeah.
You the OG, not an old head. You the OG.
I'm the OG. Like when I was in college, I was looking at people like in their mid-20s like, wow, you know, I can't wait till I get that age. Like they have it all together.
And look at you now. Look at you now.
And here I am.
Look at you now.
But holding on.
Like,
I'm holding
it's
on.
Amazing.
I ain't got it all together, but I'm holding on.
You doing more than holding on. You doing fantastically. I read some a few days ago. It says, never forget that the things you have today are things that you prayed for in the past.
I saw something like that too.
And I let that sit on my spirit. I was like, you know what? That freaking makes sense. If you trying to do some positive shit with your life. I mean, if you're not, you probably don't understand it.
I prayed for patience, and I've got that. And I've prayed for I've prayed for a slower processing brain or slower processing brain or slower processing mouth. I want my brain to process what I want to say before I say it, because I get that, you know, you ain't got no filter a lot. And I feel like it's not always intentional. Sometimes it's already out my mouth before I can process whether it's something I should be saying. And I'll be like,
Sound like your TT.
Terrible. But yeah, that was my week. Shout out to my friends Alana and Parker, their son. They had a healthy delivery of their baby boy Preston. He was born.
Okay.
Don't give me the line, but he's cute. He's adorable. He's healthy, and they seem to be adjusting well. So, shout out to them. I'm like, I can't wait to see him and squeeze his little cheeks.
That's always a beautiful blessing there. I got a couple of my coworkers are expecting new babies. My GF, he wasn't at work today because they went to find out what they were having when they have their new baby. So I didn't put money on it, but I told him it was going to be a little girl because he already got 2 boys.
Oh no, it's going to be a boy.
I didn't get a chance to talk to him this afternoon, so I don't know what it's going to be.
He gonna have to top it off with that boy, because then he gonna have another one, because he gonna have to have an even number of kids, and then that one gonna be a girl.
I don't know. G Bunny say he done. That's what he said, but that'd be between him and his wife.
Keep that in y'all house. But yeah, new month. Going into the second part question I asked you earlier, so new month. People be like, new month, new me. I don't really do that type of stuff. I just be like, new month. Let's close. Let's maybe do some things different. But what are your thoughts about this new month?
My thoughts? I'm hoping
to say something, right?
As hot as it's been.
That's a good thought.
Huh?
I said you were about to say something.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say that I don't really do that. I don't really do that either. So I mean, I haven't reflected on what took place last month in my life as a whole to come up with a new way of maneuvering for this month yet. I did do some journaling this morning. Ooh. Which was something that had been a minute or two before I made an entry in my journal. So that felt good. It made me a little lighter this morning going out the door. I get some stuff out of my head and on paper. That felt good. But I haven't, I'm just trying to do what I do every month, every day, is just be the best person I can be, treat others with respect, and keep a smile on my face, try to keep a positive attitude, and just, move through life accordingly. Because, tomorrow ain't promised. So that don't mean you shouldn't set goals and whatnot, but I'm trying to get through the day. We'll figure out tomorrow in the morning.
We'll figure out tomorrow in the morning. That is hilarious.
Yeah.
We'll figure that out when we get there. We ain't worry about that right now.
Yeah, I'll tell you, a prime example is like, working and doing line work, working outside, is we keep an eye on the weather forecast. We had a little discussion today about rain. Everybody's talking about it's going to rain. I was like, you know what? When you wake up in the morning, you're going to know if it's raining or not. I don't get to the point where I'm trying not to get too wrapped up in that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because you shouldn't work yourself up, because then you're just disappointing yourself or working yourself up for nothing.
You create unrealistic expectations or irrational expectations. And when those things don't take place, we've talked about this before, then you pissed off and upset. And now you're walking around with a frown on your face, and people don't even know why you're mean mugging. You don't even know you're mean mugging. People be like, "Whoa. Wonder what's wrong with him."
Your subconscious.
And you like, what? And your nonverbals tell everything.
Yeah, don't be in a room with people like me, because I'm a read it, and I'm be like, ooh, I need to stay away from them, because they are giving off bad. Something is not right today. I am not going to talk to them. They ain't finna snap and pop off on me. I hope you have a good one, sir. Remember me if you snap off. But yeah, that's kind of like my mindset. One thing that I have been trying to do this year is every month I have been trying to like start doing something and stop doing something. It can be super minor, but just like a way of like trying to form new habits without like jumping in head first, because I tend to not follow through when I do that. So one of the chapters that I am closing after consulting with my business partners is I think I'm going to sell the photo booth company.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. I think that it's time.
What? Yeah, what made you come to that? Just in the process of going through that and examining your life and what you want to do different this month?
Yeah, just kind of examining like where we all are in life and like what could possibly be happening within the next few years. I don't think that the time that we thought we would have to dedicate to the booth would be sustainable long term. And so, and I wouldn't be able to, I like to give stuff 100%. Like either I'm all in or I'm not in. And I don't want to half-ass anything. So I was like, we had our fun. We did the events. We had great time. But I think it's just time to just close and, sell. So I'm thinking about selling the whole brand name,
the
designs,
whole kit and caboodle.
Yeah, so that's one I've been juggling. Everybody except I just told you, but all my other business partners, they were like, yeah, I understand. Like, because all of us are just super busy and life just be lifing. You think you're gonna be free one weekend, and then
definitely be lifing.
Then you be like, damn, we ain't got no free weekends, and we just gotta book it. Like we had got an increase in bookings, but all of the bookings were during a day where we were not going to be available. So it was like Labor Day, our anniversary, and it was one coming up that like I'm gonna be at. We're gonna be in DC for. We're gonna be in DC, so we wouldn't be able to do it. And so I was like, it feels kind of counterproductive to have this business and be turning down all these job offers. I mean, these client inquiries. And so we should just, close that part anyways.
So in here, you say that, you know what I like about that?
What?
Because, some people would be like, you gotta sacrifice some things in order for that business to be successful. You're gonna make money, you gotta sacrifice some things. And I get that. But I love the fact that you're not gonna sacrifice the things that are really important in life for $1 at the end of the day. Don't get me wrong. I know you had a passion about the business and that, but at the end of the day, you start a business to make money. And I like the fact that you and the business partners had made the decision that, you know what? Yeah, if that's the right move to make. And that like you're not going to sacrifice your anniversary, spending time with family and friends like on Labor Day weekend and going to DC. Yeah, it's great that the opportunity to make money was there, but there are some things in life. There are a lot of things in life more important than making a buck.
Exactly.
And I like that.
Exactly. I'm glad you said that. It's like I every now and then I kind of analyze like where my values lie. I'm like, what's important to me right now? And one of those things is really like spending quality time and enjoying the time that I have with the people that I love, because like you said earlier, tomorrow is not promised. And so I'm on these new meds for my anxiety and everything. And so I'm like really excited to try and be in these social situations. Like we're going to DC this weekend for Carson's 25th birthday. And it's basically like a big,
but that's going to be fun.
Big old gathering. He got the weekend planned. We're going to be on a boat. We're going to a rooftop. We're going to the club. And that's not something I typically do. And so I'm excited to be doing it. And that's not something that I would be like passing on to take a book in. So Yeah,
It's
that's like just me
it,
being like, I'm not the same person I was last year, and I was kind of hard on myself at first because I was like, man, you built all this up, and like people to invest in you, and you only made it last a year. But I was like, I mean, everybody was like, no, you pretty much run the booth, so I understand if you say you want to sell it. I was like, all right.
and you have to analyze what you just said too. People invested in you. That's what the investment was in you, not the quote unquote photo booth company. The investment is in you. So, from where I sit, and I'm not just saying this because I'm your father, but I'm going to invest in you. I told you a long time ago. You spread your wings, and I'm gonna fly with you, or I'm gonna lift you up to fly. And it doesn't matter. Like, there is no such thing as failure or anything like that. If anything, we just shifting. You shifting
We
because there's
pivoting.
probably something greater on the horizon. Because you never know. Like, you go into a huge. So here's the thing about life. You're basically you're stepping out of your comfort zone.
Yes, indeed.
To go to some social gatherings. You're gonna meet some people. There ain't no telling, and you're not going there looking for nothing like that. But that's when shit seems to happen in life. Like, when you're not looking for it, you're not expecting it. That's when something might happen. Hell, you might find a buyer for the damn company while you just never know. Things happen that way. Crazy things happen. I shouldn't call them crazy, but
unexpected.
the universe has a way of responding to people who are genuinely moving with the right energy, if that makes sense. Like, nothing's forced. Everything's organic. Like, and that energy, it gets reciprocated, and there's really no explanation to it. It's just the way it happens sometimes. So yeah, man, it's gonna be great regardless. So I'm looking forward to the next adventure.
Yep, I'm planning on just leveling up what I got now, like my YouTube channel. I've been reading a lot of books lately. I'm on my 28th book this year.
Oh wow.
I've been reading a book a day. When I say reading, I mean listening. I do audiobooks, but I listen to a book a day. And lately I've been in my bag with the psychological thrillers. And so I've been trying to intertwine YouTube and books. So we'll see what comes out of that. But that's enough about new month, whatever. Let's talk about unidentified flying objects.
UFOs.
What's this alien off of American Dad? Roger.
I forgot what. I don't know.
I think it's Roger. Yeah, let's talk about Roger.
Yeah, that's his name. His name is Roger.
Let's talk about E.T. and Roger.
E.T.
Ooh, so for those of you who may not be keeping up with the news, or you sleep under a rock, or you just don't check the headlines, last week there was a hearing where it was testified under oath by by some top secret, the people that be in the movies that had that secret top clearance capability, and they know all the secrets of the world. Supposedly them people say that the government is absolutely in possession of UAPs. Not UFOs, but UAPs. What they call them? Unidentified, I should know. Unidentified aerial phenomena.
Yeah.
And that sounds like some BS. They just need to call it UFO.
There's a whole committee that started last year. What is it? AA something. Anyway, yeah, that's been a huge. If you've been paying any attention, there's a whistleblower out there, one of those top people that is coming out and saying that the government basically that the government has in its possession some UFOs and some aliens, I guess. What's what
Non-human
we would call them.
biological creatures.
Non-human biologicals. Okay, we'll call them the real theys. Well, that's what we'll call them.
No, we will not.
but and the whistleblowers and others like him. There's been some retired pilots, some high-ranking military people, even some foreign governments. I was reading some stuff where Russia said they had so many encounters before 1990. A UFO hovered over one of their bases and activated some of their nuclear weapons. And the missiles that was pointed at the U.S. had started with their launch codes and everything. And this is an account from one of those people, and said
that sound like somebody trying to cover
it lasted for like 15 seconds or something, and then all of a sudden everything stopped and that UFO disappeared and everything went back normal, so to speak. But that was just an account that I read that kind of made me say, what the hell? Like, dealing with this government and some of the things that have taken place over the years, it would not surprise me. Because if they were to get their hands on, let's just say, a UFO crashed or they shot one down, or they just happen to come across it somewhere, they're not going to tell the public. Not until they get everything they can figure out about it to use to their advantage, to copy,
or until it's too late.
So yeah, they're not going to tell the public, not right off top. It's just, they're going through all this now, just in their whole motivation is that the government has it and the people should know, and they feel like the government should be releasing this information to the public. What is the ignorant ass public going to do with the information? You got a section that's going to say it's fake news. Yeah, you're going to have a section that say people crazy.
Breaks.
Yeah,
they gonna be foreigners. Don't let them in. Build a wall.
Don't give them no welfare. God dang it, we're feeding enough people that don't deserve to be fed.
Damn it, they're gonna take our jobs.
But now that I think there's a certain amount of fear associated with it, because the word is that the technology that they do possess in some of these UFOs is far more advanced than anything
far more
exists on this earth. So
yeah, there was a story. David Fravor, a former Navy commander, said he and 3 fellow military pilots spotted a white tic-tac shaped object in 2004 hovering below their jets. He said that they saw it and then it vanished, only to appear a few seconds later 60 miles away. So he said the technology that we face is far superior to anything that we had, and there's nothing we can do about it. Now that's very fearful, but I also think that says a lot about us, that we think that that they care about us. They want to hurt us because we are something to them.
Right. We think we are.
We think we are. And I absolutely believe that there's something else out there. I don't know what. I don't know who.
It's gotta be.
I used to have this.
You used to have a friend?
I used to have this theory that.
Okay.
That God was like a basketball team, and we were like his fans. And so the earth was like his fan base. Now, I don't know who the other gods were supposed to be in my mind, but I imagine that there were other worlds that had other fan bases. So other spaces and other galaxies and other planets. I'm like, we just go harder. We just love our God so much. And we the number one. We put him on top. Like everybody else is below us. And that was my theory for a while until I read the Bible and I was like, oh, that might be blasphemy. Let me not think that anymore. But yeah, I still think it's something out there. I don't think he built that whole galaxy just to put us on this little ass circle.
I mean, if you think about it rationally, I mean, all we know is quote unquote human beings. So it would be very difficult for the average person to wrap his or her head around the idea of it being, a different life form other than humans. But if you look at the big picture and you think about the solar system, the different galaxies that exist, like there is no way. If you look at Earth from a picture in space, we're like a blip. We're not even a blip on the dot.
We are a speck of dust.
To me, it just would make sense if there was different life forms out there that exist.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have any fucking proof of anything or anything like that, but it would not surprise me. Would it be scary as hell? Hell yeah, it'd be scary as hell. But at the same time, I'd be like, oh shit, yep, all the things we thought.
I bet they would come and they would be like, y'all, we've been watching y'all and we see y'all going through some stuff. So we coming to help restore y'all's planet. Because what the hell? This is ghetto. Like, y'all need to do better. And we would be like,
and what would we do? Point every fucking missile and gun. God bless America.
We gonna have World War III against the damn extraterrestrial. I can't even say it. Damn ET and Roger. But yeah, aliens.
But if the technology that the government possesses is far more advanced than anything that exists on Earth, what the hell you gonna do if you do, do a strike against them, or if they make up their mind that they want to, take you out?
Shit,
I guess you got to fight.
Shit my pants. What?
I don't mean you per se. I'm talking about like the world governments. The world governments.
Oh, well, I'ma still shit my pants because they probably ain't gonna do nothing for me. They gonna be, and it's gonna be some people talking about fake news. That's not real. And I'm be like, yeah, all right, whatever. Go, all right. Aliens, just go ahead.
Them same people.
Take me with you.
Them same people are those same people or that same sector of people have given that orange person a 50 some odd % lead. Well, I saw a poll for the Republican presidential primary. Mm-hmm. It was an early poll, but it was like this motherfucker had 57% of the registered voters that were going to vote for the Republican primary. And the next person, who was the Satan, he had like 17% or some. I mean, he had a huge lead. And, they say don't pay attention to the polls, but you can't ignore that shit because his base is rock solid. They don't care if they some
true supporters. I give you that. They real fans.
That dude could go in broad daylight with a gun in Times Square and shoot somebody in the head and turn around and tell his base that wasn't me. And they'll believe him and will support him. They'll double down their support for him because that's what they're doing.
They'll be like, he was shooting someone that was supposed to be a terrorist. He was protecting his Fourth Amendment right.
He was protecting
I ain't say the right amendment. I think it's the second. is third. One of them
Probably.
mommy gonna kick my ass. I should know this. That's
Which amendment were you trying to? Was it the
right to bear arms?
Right to bear arms?
Yeah,
that's your second amendment.
Yeah, that's a very controversial one. I did not major in history nor government. I was a comm student. I can, yeah. So, what was we talking about before? You said orange. Before we were talking about the orange man.
We was talking about the UFOs, and you said something about. We was talking about the world governments and how they would probably just
and what the people would say.
World War III and.
Well, let's just hope we never have to come to that. And aliens, if you can hear this, don't hurt me, please.
Hey, we love y'all, man. Like, as long as y'all ain't trying to come and just take us out. I mean, we ain't got no problem with nobody.
I saw something that said when they come, everybody just gonna tell them the white folks, just tell them everything that they done in the past. They have been so mean. They probably be like,
they already know.
We was watching. That's what we hear. That's what we're here for. But so let us know if y'all believe in what they call them, unidentified aerial phenomenons, or as we know it, UFOs and aliens. Do y'all
UFOs,
think
UAPs
ET out there riding in the galaxy?
I hope they look better than E.T. because E.T. was ugly as hell.
E.T. was scary.
That was an ugly alien.
I would take one that looked like Roger, but E.T. was scary.
I mean, Roger is funny. If they like Roger, I like Roger.
What if they came? It was like dogs. Like, what if they were your pets? You had a pet alien, and they was just really smart and could speak to you in English and stuff.
I don't know. I guess I would probably want to learn from mine.
Teach me some tricks.
Learn as much as I could learn. Teach me something.
Teach me some tricks. Well, okay. Enough alien talk, though. But yeah, y'all let us know if y'all believe in aliens. That was fun. I like that. And if y'all want to go down a rabbit hole, Google anything like UFO, alien related, and then Reddit at the end. You can go down the conspiracy theory rabbit hole. You can go down the UFO sightings, the paranormal experiences. Have a ball, but don't stay there too long because you will go crazy. All right. Now,
yeah, I imagine you get lost going down them rabbit holes.
I scroll Reddit when I'm in the bed. That way I don't feel bad about the amount of time I waste. But there were some headlines that I wanted to chat about. Some recent headlines. We can start with the small ones. Taco Bell. This is for my father-in-law. Taco Bell was hit with a proposed class action lawsuit claiming the chain advertised its Mexican pizzas and Crunchwraps as having more than double the fillings that they actually do. And I just thought, I love Mexican pizzas. And I'm not surprised.
From Taco Bell?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't eat them no more because...
You love Mexican?
I don't know more. But I used to. Like when I was younger, that's all I would get. Mexican pizza. When we go to Anna, Mexican pizza.
So it's been... I remember when I used to eat Taco Hell a lot.
Taco Hell?
Taco Hell. We used to eat their chicken burritos all the time. Rodney, I don't know. I think he got me and Gator Jones hooked on Taco Bell. This we was like freshmen, sophomores in high school. We used to eat chicken burritos from Taco Hell. Then we had a friend, Cassandra Jones, rest in peace, Angie's sister. She ended up, one of her first jobs was at Taco Bell out there by the mall in Cape. And we would go visit her at work, and needless to say, she'd hook us up with chicken burritos and whatever else we wanted from Taco Bell. But it's been so long since Why you say that was for Mr. Chris? Do he eat Mexican pizzas?
Yeah,
from
well,
Taco Bell?
he used to. I don't know if he still do, but he used to eat Taco Bell, and he always talked about how he was finna go to Taco Bell, and he asked CJ if he wanted something from Taco Bell, and CJ was like, "Ew, no." But then CJ asked something at his Taco Bell after he had got his Taco Bell. So I was like, Mr. Cruz, that didn't make me think about my father-in-law. Next, have you seen that? Have you seen this bear in China at the zoo? That people are saying that the bears are really up. They talking about in bear suits.
Was it a person or like? I think when the bear was standing up,
oh goodness,
and you look at his butt, he could have. You look at his butt when he's standing up. It looked like he like got a plumber's butt.
Like you look like you could see a face in the neck of the bear, and the head was like leaning over, like it didn't have enough stuffing in it. And I was like, I almost pray it's the person because I don't want no real bears to look like that. But the booty cheeks got me. The booty cheeks got me.
That's what I saw. When I saw they thought they was trying to say it was a human, I'm like, yeah, I can see it. But then when he got back on all fours and walked off, I'm like, that's a fucking bear. That ain't no human.
Got a plumber's butt.
He had definitely.
He said, y'all took a picture of my ass. I'm insecure. Don't share pictures of me. Okay, and lastly, Yellow, the trucking company, went bust.
Man, I tell you what, I don't understand how a company that large goes out of business like that. And they got
acquisitions
millions.
And labor strife.
Labor strife?
Mm-hmm.
Did you say strife?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because, I mean, nobody, if you don't pay attention to the trucking world, you wouldn't understand any of this. But Yellow Freight has been one of the largest LTL, less than truckload carrier in the United States for quite some time. And Yellow Freight, if you look at the equipment or things that go on as far as employees, what they might gripe about at Yellow Freight, but their equipment is horrible. Like if you go down the highway and you look at some of the nice ass trucks riding down the highway, especially if you look at trucks like for companies like Old Dominion is a big trucking company, ABF, UPS, they all run a lot of single day cab trucks. So because a lot of them are like union employees. So they'll run from terminal to terminal. They'll pick up a load at a terminal, let's say in St. Louis. They'll deliver it down to Nashville, and then they might shoot over to Memphis. But when they get close to their hours for the day, they go to a hotel. So they don't sleep in the trucks like regular truckers. They'll go to the hotel, take their 10, 12-hour break, get up the next day, do the same thing, go somewhere else, terminal to terminal. In Yellow, their equipment, their trucks, their trucks have just been horrible over the years. It's like they never upgraded the trucks. And I was reading somewhere where they got so many millions of dollars during COVID.
$700 million.
$700 million during COVID. What the fuck happened to all that money? Because they ain't buying no new trucks.
I'm sure there'll be class action about some mishandling of funds or something. Because there needs to be a case study done on them. Because from what I was reading, it's the largest collapse in terms of jobs and revenue, according to the Wall Street Journal, in the industry.
Yes, it was horrible.
That's crazy. And they employed 30,000 people. Like 30,000 people are about to be out of jobs because of poor management.
There was a clip. They had a clip that went viral. I saw it on Instagram where I guess a representative for the company or for the Teamsters or for somebody came to one of the terminals and notified the employees that they were probably not going to get their pensions.
And
And that one guy, he was going off like he had been there for 30 years. Like, I cannot wrap my head around working at some place for 30 years and then somebody walk in and tell me, hey man, all this money you got in your pension, you're not going to get
it's gone.
because it's gone. I've been ready to kill somebody.
I was going to say that would be the day I go to jail because I will feel like, well, what the have I been working for all these years? That sounds like it's going to result in, I don't know how, but that sounds like it's going to, like, there's a big class action, I'm sure, coming out of this. Because you can't not pay people their pensions, can you?
Pensions are supposed to be protected, but this is America. And in the business world, you got the business owners, and then you got his team, and then you got the employees. And if the ship is going down, that golden parachute is probably going to be for him and his team. It ain't going to be for the employees. So if they get something out of it, the government going to have to get involved. And that's probably going to take fucking 20 fucking years. They'll probably be dead before they even, their grandkids might not even get a chance to see anything. And that's what's fucked up about this capitalistic society sometimes, is that these people that's running these companies in the ground, getting all this government handout, aka welfare, they've misusing this money or whatever they're doing. It got to be misused. You're 700. How many years did COVID last? A year and a half?
Like maybe 3
2 years, maybe 3 years.
Say it's still here.
Okay, let's call it. Let's call it 5. $700 million over 5 years. That's over $100 and some odd million a year.
That's a lot of money.
That is ridiculous. There is no way. There is no way that
$1 million 700 times, right?
That's like having 1 million dollar bills.
Yeah. If they made those, imagine a $100 bill, a $100 million bill. Yeah, that's what make people want to do bad things to people. Because now, like, these people that work so hard, they're probably the bread. Because all the truck drivers I know, they hustlers. Like, they, especially like my grandpa, I never really understood how he would be places he would be. But the man would be everywhere. And it's him in that truck. And like,
so
I just, and how do you do that to people? Like, how do you put yourself and your company in a position where you can blow $700 million and sink your company like that? Like, if I was a CEO and I had to take a pay cut and my executive board had to take a pay cut in order to like pay some people instead of laying off folks, I would absolutely do that. I would be like, whose salary can we reduce a little bit to help these folks out? Because we don't need to do no layoffs. We got these people. Like, these people know the company.
I'm greedy.
But these folks,
greedy motherfuckers they don't care.
They don't.
Because the thing should be like, for me, I know Yellow was a huge company, but how many people do you actually need to be
run
in executive positions, making those huge? Because most of them is just friends of friends. Like, they ain't really doing no work. It's like when you get to a certain point, it's just like you might attend a meeting every now and then, dress up in a suit. You know,
you're gonna go to a meeting on company dime.
Meeting. Yeah, like it's at some point you got to trim the fat, and that's all they did. It's probably the biggest PPP loan scandal that the country is gonna see through freaking Yellow Freight, because that's just wrong. And then to go back, you was talking about most of the truckers was hustlers. When you trucking, And living on the road, it's a hustle. It's a hustle. You trying to maximize your time being away from home to make the most money you can while being away from home, because nobody wants to be away from home and not making the money as a truck driver. So a lot of truckers, before me, and even I remember Fari talking about he not being able to get hired by Yellow Freight when he started driving.
Oh, well, fuck Yellow Freight.
They wasn't really hiring. It was hard for a black dude to get on. You know what I mean? Like, and so Dad, I remember he said he did a driving test.
It's amazing what karma
if I'm not mistaken. He said he did a road test for Yellow Freight back in the day. And he said the guy that did his driving test told him that he failed the driving test because his tires didn't stay 4 inches from the white line during the driving test. If I remember correctly, I had to check with Junior. I remember him telling me a story about trying to get a job with Yellow Freight. And if you got a gig with Yellow Freight, it was a union gig, and you didn't have your hustle was over. Like, you get those union gigs, you still work, but you don't hustle. Like I say, 9 times out of 10, they driving terminal to terminal. If you got a good gig, let's say your terminal was in St. Louis, you live in St. Louis. Hell, you might run out to Indianapolis and then back to St. Louis. You back at home for the night. And then, like I say, if you do an overnight trip, you go somewhere, you run your 10 hours for the day, you get to the next terminal, you drop the trailer, you bobtail to the hotel, get a bite to eat, get a hotel room, get your full rest, get a shower. You ain't got to worry about being in no truck stop. You get up the next day, you do the same thing. And when you got one of those kind of jobs in trucking, you had it made because, like I say, the hustle was over. You could still make that money, but you didn't have to wear yourself out doing that hustle trying to make it. And it's just unfortunate, man. That really hurt my spirit when I saw that. When I saw the guy in the video going off about the pension first. When I saw that, I said to myself, I said, it won't be 2 weeks and Yellow will be done. And sure enough, they closed doors. I think it was at 12 o'clock yesterday or day before, they ceased operations. The question is, who gonna pick up all that business? Like, they hauled a lot of freight. Like, man.
I'm sure Amazon gonna find some way to sweep it up.
If they ain't already.
Right. What was you gonna say?
I don't know.
Oh. Well, yeah, I was glad. I wanted to bring that to your attention. When I saw that, I was like, because I saw that video too, and I was like, he ain't lose his pension. That's crazy. And then I did some research, and I said, oh, he did lose his pension. Yeah. That's crazy. How are people living with themselves? I don't understand. But yeah, I'm glad you had something to say about
I'm glad you brought it. I actually, when you started talking about stuff in the news, I was waiting to see if that was going to be one. Because if you hadn't brought it up, I was going to bring it up.
Of course I was going to bring it up. I be tuned in. Oh, let's see. Good topics today. Mm-hmm. That's a good episode for 21.
Very good.
Great episode. We have had a lot of good visibility on the podcast lately. Not many reviews or comments to read, but we did have Libby DM me to say that she wanted us to know, because we had a whole conversation afterwards. She wanted us to know. She said, I just want you to know that when I listen to you and Mr. BJ's podcast, I talk out loud like I'm driving down the road with you both on Bluetooth. And I said, we love it. I said, I'm the one recording, and half the time I forget stuff I said. So when I'm on my way to work, I be cracking up at myself. She said, I was listening in the bath this morning and was like, exactly, come on. My husband came in because he thought I was on the phone.
I know.
I'm glad we could be your gossip partners.
I was gonna say her shower song.
Yeah, what's that? We gonna be your shower song. What you listen to in the car?
I know Rodney and Felicia was telling me over the weekend that they was getting settled in there at the house in Sandusky, and they took the time to listen to the podcast, catch up on some episodes while they were getting themselves situated. And they was telling me how we just have them laughing and how much they really enjoy the show. Rodney, he speaks every time he talks about us. He comments on how our bond is seen, that you could just see the bond between us as father and daughter. You know, how it just exudes through each episode, and that love that's there. And that's something that I appreciate him noticing and speaking on.
Oh, yeah. That's cute. That's cute.
Not cute.
You're being cute. Sweet and gushy.
You got we got a Dear John?
We don't have a Dear John. He did send me a Facebook message, but that's not about the podcast. We don't have a Dear John. He's slacking.
He was in him and Aunt Della was in Dallas. They've been traveling around the country eating and stuff. So he might have not had a chance to.
Well, Dear John, please tell us about your favorite foods that you've been eating. Hopefully they keto friendly so I can try them too.
No, that wasn't keto friendly.
Well, damn.
It wasn't. You ain't going to be able to eat what he posted.
I can find some alternatives. You know I can eat bacon? That's crazy to me. But yeah, no, don't have no Dear John letters. But if y'all are listening, we would like some letters. Y'all can email us at daddydaughterDishes@gmail.com. Hit us up on Instagram at daddydaughterDishesPodcast, I think. Ooh. Or Daddy Daughter Dishes Pod. One of those. Look us up on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, wherever you can search for a profile, find us. Like this video if you're watching. If you're listening, go on YouTube, find us, and like this video. That puts us higher on people's recommendation pages as well as podcast pages if you rate this podcast 5 stars as well. So, just we gave you an hour, some change worth of a good time. So in exchange, leave us 5 stars. It's like a tip.
There you go.
You get in free, but you could tip. It's not required, but we gonna look at you funny if you don't do it. And it's greatly appreciated. So that being said, do you have any further remarks before I deliver what I have for you today?
No, I'm ready for the dad joke. I feel like I'm gonna get this one today.
You might just because it's quite simple. I went a little. Yeah, you'll see. All right, here we go. Let me get it pulled up. All right. What do aliens spread on their toast?
What do aliens spread on their toast? I don't know. What do aliens spread on their toast?
Space Jam.
The hell on. Hey, y'all be good. If you can't be good,
Space
be good
Jam. It must be jam because Joe don't jiggle like that.